Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, February 14th. It is 6:32 right now. I just got live. Sorry for running late. The obviously connection issues here are been a bit of a problem getting onto the live stream because I'm not on my home computer. So setting this up real quick and we'll be good shortly. One thing's here. And looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Links being sent out. Score. All right, looks like we are good here. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up the liquidity over here real quick. Clean up these lines from yesterday. Perfect. Let me start marking up the liquidity real quick. That's a 4 hour. Down to the 1 hour over here. Maybe a little laggy today, it looks like. Going down to the 30-minute. It's taking a little while for this to load up the high lows. Down to the 10-minute. Going down to the 1 minute. It's like some huge spikes here on open. All right, so looks like we're good here. Anyways, looking at the breakout for today. Looks like the breakout was for a buy possibly. Let me see how far this thing came down. But this candle before was like kind of big, so let me see. It's not horrible. So the breakout's currently running right now. If anybody is looking to take it, I mean, starting to swing back up. So breakout for today was a buy. It's currently coming back to entry point. And we'll see what's going on here. So good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, February 14th. It is 6:36 right now. Market's been open for about 7 minutes. Sorry for running late, guys. I have connection issues here because I'm trading on my laptop setup. I haven't traded while traveling in a while, so when I get on the live stream, it gives me errors because it's unable to verify me. But looks like we're good to go now. The good thing is that this is the last day I'll be trading. Well, on vacation. So back on Monday, we'll be back to our regular setup with no issues. Looking at current price right now, it looks like the sellers are, or the buyers might be back in control here. So I'll put the green line right there. You have a V1 and engulfing candle right here. Let me check. We had news at 5:30, I believe, high impact news. So you had high impact news at 5:30. Medium impact news at 6:15. So 5:30 and 6:15, we had some news. 5:30, which was this candle right here. 6:15, which was this candle right here. We got more news over here at 7 o'clock, and that'll be at business inventories. So we got some medium impact news coming up over here at 6:30 or 7 o'clock. And kind of see where this ends up going from here. All right, so we got this liquidity that just got hit, guys. If you guys are looking to take the breakout's currently running in profit right now. So there we go. As price pushes back up in a profit, breakout's pushing up further. There is an MPS V2 setting up pretty soon. If this here closes red, the next green candle will be the MPS V2. We have liquidity up here, so this is probably going to be the next target it reaches for. Got some liquidity down here too. Buyers are in control, so kind of see where this ends up pushing. Also looks like there is some form of range right here. And we'll see if price breaks past it, of course. And it is. It's breaking past right there. We got the liquidity getting knocked out. Price is pushing up towards the breakout direction. 50 points is about to get hit right here. If anybody's looking to take that at 50 points, I'll mark that up right there. So we'll continue following it here. The breakout's currently running in profits, looking good so far. It does have confluences in that direction. We have the liquidity target just get knocked out right here. Price is breaking past this area. Take that off. There's no MPS V2 yet. Let's see, we got opening price, which was right there. Color that blue. All right, the breakout's on its way to 50 points right there. Not yet, but almost. Got price pushing up a little higher. Once it starts to pull back a little bit, I'll go to the clean chart here. I'll mark up the range, which we don't have yet. All right, so 50 points just hit right there for the breakout. If you guys want to move your stop loss in profit, or if you want to pull out for a 1-to-1, I mean, feel free to pull out for the breakout right there. It's just hit. We'll keep following until it reaches, the full 100 up there. So we're getting a retracement right here. If you guys are looking for that retracement, it's going to be an MPS V2 setting up. We haven't gotten the retracement yet, but once we do, we'll see what happens here next. Hey, Christian, morning. Happy Valentine's Day, Lila. Morning, Brock. Yeah, good to be here, Brock. You're here on time today, which is a good thing. So we'll see what happens here, Brock. Looks like the MPS V2 might be setting up pretty soon. The MPS V2 will be moving in the direction of the breakout, so that's a good sign. Let me measure this real quick, see how far price has been pushing up. It's pushed up about 100 points so far, so it might be due for some retracement a little bit, but we'll see what happens here shortly. Breakout is running in profit though, so it's looking good so far. Looking at the overall direction for the higher time frames, everything's pretty much bullish. The 4 hours bullish here. You can see price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green. Pivots are angling up. 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish, 5 minutes bullish, and the 1 minute's bullish as well. So here goes a retracement right here. This is a little tricky because there is a V1 on the top end right here. So the sellers might be trying to push price back to the downside. We'll see how this candle here closes. If it closes red, this could be setting up for a possible MPS V2. So if we get price to push up, retrace, and push back up higher, That's going to be an MPS V2 setup. Are you going to be taking this entry right here, Brock? It's kind of curious to see what your take on it. It's still a little early. I know our setup time was supposed to be after like, 6:45, 6:42 right now. So it might be a little early for your entry. I mean, if you want to take it, I'll mark it up for you, of course, but might be best to wait. Yeah. Yeah, Brock said it's early. I think it's best for us to, well, for me personally, I'm probably gonna wait it out because like I said earlier, I think this thing's pushed up a little far. It's due for some retracement. So we do got price retracing right here. If the candle closes green, this is going to be an MPS V2. If it doesn't close green, then it's going to continue pushing until it retraces or it continues back to the upside. So retracement, and then when it swings back up green, that's supposed to be the MPS V2. Hey, Lamar, morning. All right, so we might have the sellers back in control right here. Possibly. I'm not going to say for sure yet, but possibly. We could have a resistance setting up right there, possibly as well. Here we go. As price starts to push down. Looks like Sam caught that V1. Nice work, Sam. Had a feeling you were going to wait for that retracement down there because I knew it was about to be due. It was due for some retracement, right? It's been pushing it for a while, about 100 points, over 100 points actually. So it's due to retrace down for a little bit. We have another push back up here. So we'll see if this share pushes up or if it continues dropping lower. All right, so if this candle here closes green, this is technically going to be an MPS V2, guys. If anybody's looking to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys. But again, I'm not going to take it myself. I still think it's a little early. We're about a minute early before the actual setup time that Brock's looking for. Yeah, Brock said these V1s are smooth sometimes. They've been hitting a lot lately. I agree. So here's the MPS V2, guys. If anybody's looking to take it, I'm going to hold off and just wait a little bit. I think it's still a little early for me to be getting into these. Personally, I'd like to look for those A+ setups. So I'll follow it right here. Looks like this is going to be the consolidation area for it. Small consolidation area right there. Looks like price might be breaking down a little bit. Again, I'm not in this position, guys. I'm just following it. This is a setup for an MPS V2. We had a buy signal here, retracement, continuation right there. For me personally, I'd like to look for those A+ setups. So I'm looking for another, I'm going to look for another engulfing or a V1 to push to the upside. Ideally, that's what I'm looking for. Looks like price might come down to the whole number here, possibly if it does retrace further and then come back up. So maybe at the 800, it'll come down and then bounce from there. There's a whole number right here. But again, I'm not in this position. The ATR is actually really low right now. So the volatility is pretty low. It's currently 17 ATR. That's pretty low for Friday and for open. Yeah, Barack said he wished it engulfed. Yeah, if I see it engulfing on the next one, maybe I'll get in on that one. But it looks like the sellers are trying to get back in control here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off for now, guys. I don't want you guys to hop in late because you think I'm in the position. I'm not in the position right there. I was just using it to follow. I mean, it looks like the range might drop a little further. So I'm looking at this 800 mark right here, possible bounce, but kind of see what happens there. This consolidation looks a lot more ideal because that was just way too tight. There's another V1 right here coming back up. This candle closes green. This will be a V1. The only problem here is that, I mean, this becomes very tricky because we haven't confirmed yet if the sellers are really in control at this point. So from here, we had the buyers in control, right? We had them in control from 6:31 up until right here. Let me see how long was that. It's about an 8 minute. So these market cycles are kind of similar to yesterday. The market cycles run for about like 10 minutes and then they start flipping the other way. So I'll be looking at this here as well. The market cycle here might shift again, not now, but probably in the next couple minutes. It might come back down and bounce off opening price actually. So it might come down, bounce off opening price and swing back up. We have news over here at 7 o'clock. So in about 13 minutes, we do have news coming up. So that's something to look out for. Move this a little lower. Keep following it. Yeah, CJ said didn't enter because I didn't like how the green V1 candle was moving. Yeah, no, same here. I don't like it either. It's too small and it's too weak. It's harder to identify price action when it's moving so slow like that because it's not a very clean movement, right? ATR is currently at 18 right now. It's very low. It's very low for a market open. Typically, the ATR would be around like 25 to 30. So we'll keep following here. Yeah, so Sam said he locked in 25 points there. He's now looking for the move to the upside. And we got news right here at 7 o'clock. So it looks like this might be the range. See how far this has been pushing. It's about 8 minutes so far. So like I said, the market cycles, or not really the market cycles, but the buyer and seller cycles are about like 10 minutes each. So we had a 10-minute cycle right here, or a 9-minute cycle. And then it flips down right here for about 9 minutes. So we could possibly expect this to flip back up. So it looks like the buyers might be back in control right here from this lower end. So we got liquidity up here. We got liquidity down here. Yeah, so this looks like it might be a flip to the upside. But we'll see. Again, like I said, guys, we're not really predicting what's happening next. We're kind of just going with the flow of market. Oh, okay, so I realized why my live stream has an issue. It's because like since I'm in Mexico, I'm on YouTube Mexico right now. It's not the actual YouTube US. That's why it kept giving me errors when I was logging on. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Not much has happened, so didn't really miss out on anything here. So it looks like we might have a pushback to the upside from here. So, like I said earlier, the market cycles are making sense. They're basically flipping within 10 minutes. So we had a push up right here for about 9 minutes, had a push down right here for about 9 minutes. Um, we got price pushing up here for another 7 minutes, and then it might be pushing right back down right here. So we have the range kind of set up here now. Let me go to the clean chart and I'll mark up the range now. So it looks like prices ranging between the 850 and the 750. So we got about a 100 point range. Center point right here is 800. So price kind of going back and forth between these points. Or, if it doesn't actually push up that high, looks like the range might just be between these 50 points, 800 and the 750. Well, we'll see. Like I said, again, we're not going to really predict what's happening. We're just going to go with the flow of market and then kind of just follow through. Looking at this here, this V1 actually never closed, so the sellers might still be in control. So sellers have been in control for a while now. This right here is actually, okay, so this was a setup for an MPS V2 and also fractional wouldn't be. So we have two confluences here now. This is an MPS V2 because we had a buy signal in between. We had a V1 variation. We had an engulfing right here. If the sell signal here closes, the next entry would be an A++ setup. So we'll have two confluences here, V1 variation reversal. We have an engulfing right here, another confirmation confluence, and then the next entry would possibly be an MPS V2. So we need the sell signal here to close. If the sell signal closes, we'll have this start to set up for an MPS V2. We got news coming in about 5 minutes, so you might want to wait. So I'm hoping the MPS V2 actually doesn't come up until after news. Yeah, Brock said, I hope we hit that high before news. I know. So the high here actually didn't even get hit. The liquidity right here just got hit. The sellers are still in control. So looking at this here, the sellers started pushing down from this point, retrace, and then continue down lower. So we're going to probably get in on that third leg. On the third leg right here, Brock, because that's probably where the MPS V2 is going to come up. We got the first drop, sell signal right here. Price retraced up. It never really closed below because we had a buy signal come up right here. So the third leg is going to be this sell signal. But it's going to be tough because the sell signal might come up at news time. So we'll have to see what happens here next. Yeah, Sam said I would love a new sell-off. E on the new sell setup, break even, yeah. So let's see what happens here. I mean, the sell signal still hasn't came up yet. So I mean, we'll see if price breaks, past this consolidation area. I mean, if it does, great. There's still no sell signal. So that sell signal is going to be that's basically going to be our signal for entry. Once we get it, of course. Let me go back to the breakout. So the breakout for today did hit 50 points, guys. If you guys got out at 50, looks good. I mean, it's still at a profit now, but price is pulling back a bit. We have a really slow market this week, guys. Like it's unusually slow. ATR is currently at 15. I mean, I'm not sure if people are just like afraid of like what's gonna come, like with the tariffs and stuff. I didn't follow the news yesterday with Trump, but I know they did announce that Trump was planning on implementing even more tariffs. So I mean, I guess we'll have to kind of play by ear. That's what it seems like right now. It seems like a lot of people are kind of scared in the market. There's a lot of fear. So people are either like, they're just not playing and they're kind of like waiting for stuff to like play out, like with regards to news, the fundamentals. But I mean, there's news this morning. There, like even for the news at 5:30, there wasn't a big spike, right? The news right here at 5:30. Let me check the news real quick. The news was, so we had retail sales here. It was a little bit mixed. It was negative, positive, negative, and then negative right here. So there was more negative news, negative right here too. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 5 news events were negative. Price came down only slightly. So the news event right here at 5:30, it just came down a little bit and then it went all the way the opposite direction. So there wasn't really much of a reaction to the news from this morning. And then we had more news over here at 6:15. It was medium impact. It was positive. Price kind of came up a little further from there. That was from here. Came up a little bit, then it came back down. Sam got it at break even on that one. So it looks like the consolidation right here is starting to get a lot stronger. I mean, price is really ranging right now. Yeah, it's tough for you to get those directional pushes, Sam, because you can see that range right here. It's pretty obvious, right? I have it marked up. So we got news coming up right here at 7 o'clock. Let's kind of see what happens here. News is going to be business inventories and medium impact. It's coming up in about 20 seconds. We'll see how market reacts to it. Not really looking to force any entries here, of course. We don't have any confluences from the downside. So what I see here is that the sellers are still in control, or they're trying to be in control for the most part. CJ said it's Valentine's Day, so maybe people are more focused on their plans later today. All right, could be it. Or people are trying not to lose money for Valentine's Day. All right, so we got the news channel right here. News was still loading, so we'll take a look at that shortly. I'm assuming it was positive because price pushed up from here. So I'm going to mark up news right there. And again, like I said, we're not really forcing anything here, right? We're just waiting. We're going with the flow of market. The consolidation range, or the range that I drew up here, is still active. Price hasn't really broken out of it. I mean, it slightly broke below here, but not a clean break. It like kind of just gapped below and then it came right back up. So we got this whole area of consolidation. Yeah, there's not really too much here going on. See how far price came from here. All right, looks like we're gonna wait. Thing is, we don't have any confluences from the bottom yet. Looks like price might come up and knock out this liquidity and come back down. So it looks like we might get a fake out here. Price comes up, grabs liquidity, and comes back into the range. Let's see. CJ said, hey, Sean, quick question. When you draw the smaller ranges, I noticed you don't use the SR indicator. Are you basing it off the body of the high and low? Yeah, for the most part, I'm basing it off like um sort of that. Yeah, I guess you could say it's the high and low. So like basically, if we're using the so let me turn on the SR. The thing with the SR is that it doesn't come up until later. So see how the SR, there's no range, there's no bars up here. Turn on the SR. Like see how nothing is like formulated up here yet? Sorry, it's loading. 1 second. But yeah, short answer to your question is yes. So we have the high low right here. Big order just came in. Let me see what's going on over here on Ninja. We got some buys trying to push price up. 95 contracts. Yeah, but yeah, you're 100% right. That because the SRs aren't like loading up here yet. It's because there hasn't been like an exact touch. Like if this high and this high were on the same area, then an SR would establish right there, right? Same with these right here. These haven't been on the same exact price point. They're kind of off a little bit. So I'm basing my my ranges and consolidation off the high lows, basically. But I'm basing it off the body because you can see over here like the wicks, they're more so like they're more so like fake outs, right? You can see over there, it kind of pushes up a little bit, but it doesn't actually stay above that area. So yeah, you're 100% right. I am basing it off the high lows right there. Because that's just kind of how the market has been lately. I mean, typically it'd be a lot easier to just mark up, the ranges with the SR, but you can see over here that they're not really like they'll push up and then they'll fake out. See how like pushed up right here, just grab liquidity like I mentioned, and then it's back into the range. Let me check the news real quick. So the news was, it still hasn't loaded. Let me refresh this. So it was mixed. It was actually positive, but the other one was negative. So positive news right there for 7 o'clock. Price did push up a little bit at 7 o'clock, and then it came right back down into the range. Yeah, CJCD, I noticed that's when I realized you were freelance. Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of just like I'm playing it by ear because like there's different places that you guys can place your resist your basically your ranges. I mean, you can go up to the wicks. Like if you want to put it up here, you can do that. But I like to see where the fake outs happens. That's why I put it right there at the bottom. Because when you see the wicks there, the wicks show you that that's where price fakes out, right? Because it kind of pushes up and then it fails to actually close above it and it comes right back down. So I'm just placing it at the bodies. But you can place it in a lot of different areas. You can place it at the very high, you can place it at the very low, you can place it at the wick, you can place it at the body. I just think the bodies here look a lot cleaner. And it's all preference, right? Everybody identifies things differently, especially when you're marking up stuff like support resistance, order blocks, like all that stuff is what I consider um subjective. So it kind of just depends on like, what people are specifically looking for. So let's see, Brock over here actually took an entry. Which entry did you take, Brock? Let me see. Yeah, Brock got out pretty quick. Nice work, Brock. Brock's up 6,720 for the day. So solid work right there. Looks like Brock might have caught this. He caught the buy actually. So he caught the buy right here. Price retraced up, came back up right here, and he took that buy to the upside. Dang, he took it right at the news, Brock. So nice work right there. That was an MPS V2. A little tricky entry because there's no confluences to the upside, but Brock caught it, and then he pretty much rode it up. He caught that nice news spike to the upside, where it came up and grabbed liquidity up there. Solid work right there, Brock. Let me save it to the files. Cool. Switch. Profits right there. Great work, Brock. All right, so I mean, even though we don't have any confluences here, guys, it looks like the buyers are in control. So liquidity got grabbed right there. Price is above the range. Well, I mean, I'll leave this here in case it comes back down. But price is finally above the range here. Let me measure the movements again. So for this right here, we had this kind of drop for like about 12 minutes. And then from here now, price is pushing up for about 12 minutes. So we might see a swing back to the downside right here. The market cycle is right here. So this was 10 minutes, this is 12 minutes, and then we're now 12 minutes again. So this might swing back to the downside. Unless the market cycles are starting to extend a little bit longer. Yeah, CJ said I thought about taking it when Sean mentioned that 96 buy orders. Yeah, I know. There's that huge order came in, and I was kind of like tempted too when I saw that because I think that's where Brock got in. He got in like right before where the big buy orders came in. Let me check real quick what time it came in at. Yeah, it came in at 7:02. It actually came in after. So right here on this big red candle, when it came down, someone or either a market maker or institution or even like a smaller trader, they put in 95 contracts. They all got filled. So 95 contracts at market. And then right before that, they kind of pyramided in. It looks like they put in, or I don't know if it's the same buyer, but they put in 2 contracts, 4 contracts, 14 contracts, 5 contracts, 4, 2, 2, 2, and then 95 to finish it off. So between 7:01 and 7:02, basically it's a 1 minute period. They were just stacking positions in for buys. It's a cool thing about having the time and sales here. So I can kind of see when these orders are coming in. It's a little tricky. It's a tricky market that we're currently in. So looking at this now, price is still pushing up. We have some consolidation up here. Again, I'm not really forcing any trades here. I'm kind of just waiting for the trades to come to me because I think the main thing is that the volatility is very low. the 16 ATR. This isn't a huge deal, but it just shows you that there's not very much happening in the market. You can see right here, price is going sideways, right? That's the hard part about trading with the low volatile market, because the thing is, you don't want to get into a position and then it just goes sideways, because then now you're stressed out, right? Say, for example, you enter a buy position here and price just goes sideways. Then you're stressed out because you don't know where price is going to go. You'd rather have it just, push up real quick, hit your TP, and then get out versus having to wait. But yeah, there's no confluences to the upside. Looks like price is going to push up here, try to hit these sessions. We have liquidity sitting up right here. These are higher time frame liquidity, looks like. Yeah, liquidity targets right there. This was from Asia session. Yeah, so these are both from Asia session. There's two liquidity targets right here. They were established during Asia session. So like basically whoever took the sells there, that's kind of where their stop losses were sitting from Asia session. They probably got out already in profit, but that looks like the liquidity target where price is looking to reach. All right, so we got an engulfing in V1 right here. This looks like price might be shifting back down. So like I said earlier, these market shifts, they happen about like every 10 to 12 minutes. So you can see over here, price went up for about 12 minutes. So it was about due for it to come back down. Same with this right here. Price came down for about 12 minutes. So it came down for 12 minutes, went up for 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and then now it's coming back down. So this might be another market shift back to the downside for another 12 minutes or so. I don't know if I would enter on this specific candle. It's really big. It's a 30-point candle. So we could probably expect price to drop further here for the next 12 minutes. Not that one. Yeah. So probably for this time period right here, we could probably see the sellers, back in control for a little bit at least. Might not be very long, but that's kind of where you could probably expect. So what I would look for here personally is I would look for price to come down for a little bit, maybe 12 minutes, and then look for the swing back up and then ride it back up for the next 12 minutes. I don't necessarily want to go against the trend here because the trend's bullish. Like we talked about, the trend's bullish right here. And it's bullish across all the time frames. 4 hours bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes bullish, 10, 5, and 1. Everything's bullish here. Dang, the breakout almost hit the 100 points. Looks like it was almost there. So I'd probably look for that next cycle. Because I think the next cycle will probably actually go up and hit the target. So it looks like a fake out up here. And then continuation back into the range. I mean, it's kind of doing what happened yesterday. This is the same exact mark that we were in yesterday. This is how I got caught in this is actually exactly how I got caught yesterday. If you guys remember, this is how I lost my trade yesterday on the A++ setup. Price came up, retraced. I got on the A++ right there at the resistance, and then it came down, stopped me out, and then it came right back up. So this looks exactly how the market looked yesterday. If this is the case, then I would probably expect price to stay within this range. And if it does push up, it's probably going to establish a new range up here. So this is the same exact setup as yesterday. Price came up a little bit, came down on open, and then it came back up, created a range here, faked out, came down, and then it started a new range up here, if you guys remember. Right. So I would look for that flip to the upside. Because if this moves exactly how yesterday was, I think it's going to push up. Like it might bounce it might fake out down here. Maybe off open, climb up, and then create a new range right here where it's actually going to stay. So I would look at the time here. Let's see. Price is bouncing off the support right there. Again, I'm looking for that 12-minute mark. Around the 12-minute mark, I'm probably going to see, I anticipate a flip to the upside. It's up a little bit. We'll keep looking. So it came to the upper end of the range. So you guys remember the clean chart here? I marked this up before price even got up here. Price was like down here in the middle. And I said, this is going to be the range between the 850 and the 750. And I said, the middle point is going to be right here at the 800, which that's kind of where it's at right now. I think price might bounce off this middle point and then possibly come back up from here. But we'll see. Just gotta wait and see. I'm not going to predict anything here. It's going to go with the flow market. Looks like the volatility here is starting to slow down. So if this here closes with a green candle, this could be setting up for an MPS V2 to the downside. Let me see how far this has been active. Again, the 12-minute mark is usually where it starts to flip. No green candle here, but you can see the weakness, right? See how these candles here are both like dojis? There's no body. That means price might flip back the other way. The sellers are starting to lose control here. Zoom in a little bit. See how these candles are super small? The sellers don't have enough power to push price any lower. So this might be ready for it to flip back to the upside. Which ideally, that's kind of where I'm looking to trade anyways. I think I'm gonna disregard the news here. If I get an entry on this point, I'll probably disregard the news. Well, minute mark is at 721. So by 721, I'm gonna look for the possible reversal to the upside. Let's keep an eye out for that time. There we go. This might be the reversal right here. We got an engulfing candle. There we go. So it looks like the buyers might be back in control right here. We're looking for a possible MPS V2. I don't even know if we'll be able to set up for a 8++ today. Might have to just go for the MPS V2. We got the engulfing right here. It's about to close in about 15 seconds. It's for sure going to close engulfing. Yeah, engulfing. The candle's too big. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to push above the resistance, possibly. Maybe a break-in retest of the resistance right there. And then set up for an MPS V2 in this upper area. Okay, there's a V1 setting up right here too. Might be a little tricky. Looks like price is stuck within this range right now. Looking at the time in sales, a lot of sell orders coming in, so the buyers might not be ready to take control yet, which is fine. We're still kind of early. Like I said, the 12-minute mark isn't until 721. So right here is where I'm looking for it to flip the other way, possibly. Still got time. Or so if this here gets invalidated, it's going to be a MPS V2. I think this will be a good setup if it invalidates it. It's going to be tricky because this candle has to be big. Like the next green candle has to be like a 35-point candle or 20-point candle, I guess. No. Okay, this is fine. So it looks like the buyers actually did not take control yet. They got invalidated. Price came below this engulfing candle. So basically invalidated the buyers. Buyers never took control here. The sellers are still in control. Looking at this here now, we have engulfing V1. And if this here closes with the sell signal, this could possibly start to set up for an MPS V2 to the downside. So sellers are actually still in control here. Again, let's just measure this real quick. It's getting close to the time. So possibly in the next 2 or 3 minutes, expect a possible reversal. So you can see over here, the buyers were in control for this point from down here up until here. 12-minute window. Price starts to turn the other way. Same with this right here, right? The sellers were in control for a little bit from up here until there, 12-minute window. And then it starts to flip the other way. So the window is closing here. About 2 minutes until it closes. So the thing is, if this sell signal never closes, then this could be shifting right back up. But if the sell signal closes, then it resets. Because then we don't have an MPS V2 here. Now let's see if that flip is starting to happen right here. Nice. Sam over here caught the V1, looks like. Caught that V1. He was writing it down to opening price. I think there was liquidity down there too, but I just didn't mark it up. We can mark up the upper liquidity. So we got liquidity sitting. Actually got a lot of liquidity up here. I'm not going to mark up the lower liquidity, but there was one right here. There's also one right here too. So I mean, what it looks like price is grabbing liquidity in both ends. So it might bounce off opening price. This is kind of where I'm seeing it bounce off now because we're getting to that point where the 12-minute window is starting to close. So possibly the sellers were in control right here, bounce off here, and possible correction back up. We'll see. We'll see. There is a yeah, it looks like there's gonna be a double bottom right here. Rejection off opening price. Depends on how this candle closes. If it closes green, pretty strong double body or double bottom from right here. Bottom rejection. We'll see. We're at the 721 candle now, guys. So we're at the 12-minute mark. We'll see if price starts to flip. If it doesn't flip, that's fine. I mean, price can keep dropping. Then we can go from there. Entries yet. Just turn the wrong indicator off. So still no entries here. I mean, this could be an MPS V2 to the downside. I think it'd be really tricky though, because once you get closer down here, you're getting close. So it looks like price might be trying to grab liquidity down below. We got some liquidity sitting right here, this blue line. The thing that you want to be careful for is the fake out. Because this could fake out and swing back up. All right, we're about like 13 minutes into the sell here. Yeah. Breaking through this area. See if it grabs liquidity and swings back up. See Brock's markup here. So these are the trades that Brock took. Nice work over here, Brock. Brock caught the yeah, he caught the MPS V2 right there. Caught the retest of that area right there. Price came down. He took the sell right here. He's using this middle point right here as the threshold. Nice work, Brock. All right, looks like price grab liquidity right here. Let's see if it swings back up. First liquidity right there got hit. And let's see if this is ready to swing back up. I think it's about due for it to reverse the other way. Looks like the buyers here might take control. All right. So looking at this here, sellers push down. Yeah, it's about the same. So here's a 12-minute window here. 12-minute window right there. 12-minute window right there. 12-minute window right there. So 12 minutes, 12 minutes, then 12 minutes back down right here. But we'll see. And this week is actually not like the market structure is not really good this week. I think it's because of obviously the low volatility. It hasn't really gone anywhere. So if you let me just zoom out a little bit. Let's go to the clean chart real quick and I'll show you guys. So you guys see the market structure here? There's not really much market structure, right? It kind of just stays within this range. Price opened right here at 630, came down, came up, came down, and it's probably going to come back up now. Hasn't really gone anywhere. It's just a big range. We got price testing this whole number right here, the 750. There's no confluence yet. We got price consolidating down here. 726. So what I'm anticipating here is possibly a new range. Let's see. Price is grabbing liquidity right there. So the liquidity got knocked out. Both of these levels right here knocked out. Liquidity grab, of course. The buyers might not be in control yet. Might start on this candle right here. So if this bounces off here and swings back up, then this might be the time where it starts to flip the other way. I mean, regardless, there's no entries for me here. I don't see any confluences. I don't see anything. No MPS V2s. Technically, there's an MPS V2 right here, but it's right at the sessions. So sell signal, retracement, continuation. I don't know if you were looking to take this right here, Brock. It went straight to CP, but it was right at the sessions. So this is an MPS V2 right here, guys. Sell signal, retracement, continuation. And then it came right back down. And then it might be shifting back up now. Looking at the MPS V2s for today, I mean, a couple of them did hit. So like this is the one that Brock took. There was a buy signal here. Price retraced down, came back up. Seems like the MPS V2s are hitting pretty nicely on their own today. Like you don't even need the confluence or any of those A plus setups. The A plus setups aren't even coming up actually. Mainly these MPS V2s are coming up like by themselves. All right, looks like the buyers are back in control right here. So we had an engulfing candle right there. We got price pushing up, possible buy signal right here that's currently pending. Yeah, that's fine, Brock. You don't have to explain it. So Brock locked in more profit here. Brock's now currently up 7,750 for the day. Nice work right there, Brock. He's just catching MPS V2s in both directions. So nice work right there. Some more profits from Brock. It's all right. So looks like the buyers might be swinging price back up, but kind of got to wait for this here. Let's take a look at the higher time frames. The 4 hour is still bullish, 1 hour is still bullish, 30-minute is bullish, but it's starting to come down a little bit. 10-minute is neutral, 5-minute is neutral, 1 minute is bearish. So it's a little mixed now with regard to the direction of price. If price comes down and pushes past this engulfing, then it's going to invalidate the buyers here, and it's actually going to keep dropping further. Let's see, I can just I'm going to chop this up a little bit into smaller pieces. So price pushed down, pushed back up, pushed back down from here. Okay, so if we mark it up this way, we have an engulf, we have a V1, then we have a sell signal for MPS V2. If we get another engulfing or a V1 to the downside, this could be a possible A++ setup. Let me clean up this liquidity because it's already done with. The only problem here is that we're in this like red flag sandwiched area. We have sessions right here, we have news price right here, we have opening price right here, and then another news price. So this is kind of like a red flag sandwich, basically. We have red flags down here, red flags right here. Price looks like it's consolidating. I might be able to create a new range here. Okay, so this is very similar to yesterday's market. If you guys remember yesterday's market, we had a range and then price pushed up. It's just the range was in the other direction. So price created a big range and then it crossed above and it created a new range here. Oh, here's just same thing in opposite direction. So we got a range right here. Price drop below, created a new range down here. But overall, there's just not too much direction here. It's just kind of going into a new zone. Similar to this one over here. I mean, if you look over here in the clean chart, we'll see if it actually stays below this point. If it does, I'll create a new level down here. I can just do it now, 700. So target price point here is going to be the 700. All right, we got a new engulfing candle here. Let's see if the buyers are finally pushing price up. Such a slow market. It seems like the trading weeks are kind of like, they're so unpredictable now. I thought when Trump would be president, it would be a lot more volatile and more consistent, but it's not. You have like some days that are volatile, some days that are not. Today and yesterday were very choppy, and it is pushing up. We have an engulfing candle here, so this might be the push to the upside. Yeah, Sam said I would like to buy again, please. Yeah, exactly. The engulfing right there pushed up a little bit. I mean, it seems like if you were to catch these engulfings, you can still catch them for like a quick little push if that's what you're looking for, right? If you just want to catch it for a quick like 10 points or even 15 points, it typically pushes at least 10 points or so. I mean, in both directions a lot of times, especially if you're looking for the reversal back to the upside. If it's overextended, you can just look for that and then it'll usually push up at least a little bit. So we got an MPS V2 possibly setting up right here. The buy signal closes. Buy signal closed right there. So this right here could be setting up for a possible MPS V2. Buy signal, retracement candle. If this here pushes back above it, this could be a possible MPS V2 to the upside. Only problem is that it's going to be right here at the opening price, but that's kind of a good thing because you have a target for it to reach for, right? For it to go the upside. The thing with this here as well is that we have a lot of liquidity up here. So there's no retracement here yet. You get a retracement for that MPS sets up. The Baroxy just hoping it takes out the small high on that zone first before considering entry. Yeah, exactly. Baroxy, that will perhaps be a better setup. Yeah, which it did. It took the high right there already. Because I know that would be risky, right, Brock? Because what could happen here is price will get that high and then come back down. I was thinking the same thing you were thinking too, because the liquidity was right there. All right, we're right here at the opening price. Ideally, I would kind of like price to push up a little further, maybe break and retest the opening price there. So let's see how far this came down from. So looking at this here, I mean, the market cycles are still kind of the same. Like even from here, the sell to this point, it's still like a 12-minute cycle. So right here, Brock, I think this could be a pretty good setup. It's like what I just said, right? Break and retest, possibly a fake out continuation, push up, fake out, continuation back up. So we need the sell signal here to close. Or not sell signal, sell red candle. I think this could be a possible good setup here. Basically a break and retest of the open. Or the break and retest of this area. It doesn't necessarily need to be the open, but this little area right here. Something like that. So if this candle here closes green, this is going to be a possible MPS V2 setup. If it closes even bigger, it could be a possible engulfing candle too. You're looking to take this right here, Brock, if it closes green? I mean, it's got to for sure close green, though. I can't take a weak candle. It's got to be a strong candle. This might retrace down a little further, which is fine. Because if this comes down a little further, it can set up for an engulfing. Like this could be a small red candle and then a big green candle after it. Basically a break and retest of the resistance. Now this is tricky. It's tricky when there's a sell signal that's pending. If the sell signal closes, this might be an MPS to the downside instead. We were looking for the MPS to the upside, Brock. Now it looks like it might be an MPS to the downside now. Now an MPS back here into the range. So this here, Brock, are you looking to take this right here? It's going to be engulfing. Candle's got 20 seconds left on it. I think this looks like it could be a good one. We got the candle closing in about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Order submitted.
All right, let me see where it's at.
Order filled.
88. All right, I'm in it right now. It's running up. If it closes above the pivots here, I think it's gonna be pretty good. Like a pretty good, it'll probably push up even further. The next target here is gonna be liquidity up there. Looks like it might have, yeah, if it closes above the pivots, then I think it's gonna have some more power, but the volatility here is just really low. Still at 18. So it's kind of low right now. Let's see. Looking at the time in sales. And there's just not that many orders come in. It's kind of flat for the most part. So it's retesting this area right here. A lot of sellers coming in. It's pushing price down a little bit. I think if it stays above this resistance point, then I think it should be fine. But if it stops me out, it stops me out. Get this push back up. More buy orders coming in right here. It's trying to get back into that range, which is like not where we want it to be, of course. You want it to be above it, but it looks like it's pulling back into the range down there. It was also at the opening price too. We got some buy orders coming right. We got a lot of buy orders coming in from the time and sale. So it looks like this might push price up, hopefully. Even if this here becomes invalid. But you can see here the rejections off the resistance. That's a good sign. ATR is at 18. Rejection right there off the resistance point. So slow. All right, we got a lot of buyers coming into the market now. So I'm looking over here at the time and sales. Mostly looks green, so that's a good sign. It's kind of just, it's stuck. It's stuck between that resistance and the opening price. Basically opening price and news price up here. $7.42. I don't think there's any more news for today. So I think if price can close above the opening price right here, we should be good. It needs to just close above the area. You can see over here, price is having trouble getting past it. I thought it was going to at least close above it right there, but obviously. Price closes above opening price and then possibly above the pivot right here. I think we should be good. So we really just want it to close above the blue line and the red line. I mean, ideally the blue line first. If it closes above the blue line, great. And then above the red line, even better. We got 20 seconds right there. 15 seconds. There just isn't very much volatility to push price further. We got 5 seconds on the candle. Let's just make sure it closes above the blue line opening price. It was like right on the line. So this next candle, we got another minute here for it to close above it. And there we go. It's just slow market. It's all right, holding on to it. Extend this out a little more. Let's see what it looks like on the higher time frame. Just go to the 5 real quick. Oh man, look at this 5-minute candle. It's like it's pretty much straight up doji. So market's been pretty dead here on the 5-minute. Let's go over to the 10. The 10's even worse. So the 10 as well. It's like a little doji candle right there. 15. 15 looks a little better. It's pushing price up. 5-minute has this pending buy signal, which is good. Like I said, we need to close above that blue line, the opening price. If we can close above that blue line, that's going to be the key thing here, because you can see on the 5-minute, it's actually bullish. So let's go back to that 1 minute. All right, looks good here now. We finally got above the, or hasn't closed yet. We got 30 seconds on this candle. Oh, geez. It was like, it looked like a really good candle, and then it came obviously back down. It's having like a really hard time getting past the opening price right there. I mean, that candle looked good. Again, right there. The 5-minute candle here just opened actually, so it's got some time. It's got a lot of time actually. This here was like a doji candle, and price is trying to push past the open. I mean, the rejections look good though. So the rejections here on the 10-minute look good. The rejections right here on the 5-minute look really good, bounced right off the resistance, or the resistance point. And we got price pushing up now in profit. 20 seconds on this. Let's see if it actually holds this time. We got 15 seconds. Yeah, Barack said it's like they know where we are sat. Yeah. So it's pushing up right there. Okay, I think it looks good now. A few points away from my TP. Might come back and retest the pivots right here. Yeah, it's bouncing off the pivot. Got 18 seconds left. Bouncing off the pivot right there. A few points away. Okay, so this is gonna get gapped right there a little bit. So it looks like if this here closes up, this will be an engulfing candle. And I think it'll be enough to push it through. Let's go back to the 5-minute. 5-minute looks really good, actually. 5-minute here looks good. The 5-minute hasn't closed. The 5-minute has about a minute 34 before it closes above the open. The 10-minute here has about a minute 30 as well to close above the open. It might sit here for like the next 2 minutes before it closes, and then once it closes on the higher time frames, it'll probably push up. Let's see. Barack said, "Do you think it can push to your other box that was broken?" Looks like, yeah. I think on the higher time frames, once it closes, so let's see. I think that's kind of where it's aiming for. It looks like it. That's the support from earlier. So on the higher time frames here, it has about a minute left, guys. I think once it closes above the open on the 5 and the 10, it'll push up higher. So I think we just got to wait for this candle here to close. 30 seconds. Looks like it's going to get this push right here at the last 20 seconds because the 5 minutes going to close above the open. And then same the 10-minute. Almost there. Full TP.
Target filled.
Target filled. We out. We out. Man, that was a stressful trade. Ugh, fuck me. That was a stressful trade. I knew it was gonna close up there because so the 5 minute closed above there and it did hit the target, like we said, Brock. But I think that was a key thing, right? We needed the 5 minute to close above and then the 10-minute as well. That was a stressful hold, to be honest, guys. Not gonna lie. I usually don't get stressed out with trades, but because the volatility was so low, I was like, man, this thing, I was like ready to hit stop loss, honestly. I was like, all right, if this hits stop loss, then it is what it is. Um, but I knew it was going to push up. There was just too many confluences here for a buy, right? We had an engulfing candle, it was a huge engulfing candle. We had the retest of this area. It's just the price had a lot of trouble getting past this opening price right here. You can see over here, as soon as price closed above it, it was like, okay, now I feel comfortable. And then when it closed above it on the higher time frames, the 5 and 10, I was like, okay, perfect. Price is right here. Now I think price could possibly push up higher until like the opening or to liquidity over here. But I don't think it's something I would play with, honestly. The volatility is too low. Like you can see this entry here, we held on to this position for how long? Like it doesn't usually take this long for these entries to hit, right? This took about like 10 minutes. That's a long time to hold on to an MPS V2. You can see the previous MPS V2s over here. I mean, these hit right away. Like didn't even take, this took like 3 minutes. This took 1 minute. This one took forever. But good setup right there, guys. Looks like a lot of you guys here locked it in. CJ caught it. CJ said I was more excited and stressed because of all the confluences, including the 777. Brock said that was intense. Yeah, Brock said 7 is the number of completions. So 777 means TP. That was where I was stuck at, right? The 7-7. Yeah, right there. It was just sitting there, the 777. 44,777. But yeah, guys, good profit on that. Let me screenshot my trades or the chart for the day so you guys can see where the entries came up. I don't think I'm going to take any more today. I'm not going to put myself in any more stress than I already was today from holding on to this because this thing I'm just not used to holding positions for that long. And when the volatility is low, it just kind of stresses me out a little bit. I mean, it shouldn't, but that just goes to show that it doesn't matter how long you've been trading. You can still become stressed out, like holding on to a position like this. So here is the entries. There's basically 2 MPS V2s or 3 of them that hit for today. It looks like I only took one of them though. So entries for today's live session. Three MPS V2 entries hit for full TP. I personally only sub the last one. I was thinking about adjusting my TP a little higher too. I was gonna write it up, but I just didn't feel right. Like initially when we entered the position, I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold on to this a little longer, but it just didn't feel right. What I was gonna do here was I was going to like if this was shooting up right away, Brock, what I was gonna do is I was gonna have an open TP and write it up here, and I was just gonna move my stop loss and profit higher and higher. But this low volatility just throws me off. I don't like low volatile markets. I like when the market's actually moving. even if it hits my stop loss. Like if we have say for example, if we got into this position and it went straight to my stop loss on the next candle, I would have been okay with it. I'd be like, all right, whatever. I just got caught in a bad trade. But for this right here, this is where I start to get stressed out because you hold on to this for a long time, right? We hold on to this for like 10 minutes. I'm worried that there might be like some random big red candle that just comes down and spikes me out. Like that's what pisses me off the most. If I'm in the position and then I'm like, okay, it's getting close to my TP and then it reverses completely. I don't care if it just hits my stop loss right away because I'm like, okay, that was just a bad entry. Or it was just an entry that didn't work in my favor. But if I see price pushing in my favor and then all of a sudden it comes down sharp like 30, 40 points, I'm like, what the hell happened there? I think those are the worst types of trades, right? When you're holding on to it for longer than usual. But yeah, so there are my profits right there. Or not my profits. That's the trades that we identified. I'm going to screenshot my profits here. And then pretty much wrap it up for the day. So these are and then I'll also take a screenshot of like my totals for the week. So, all right, let me go over here real quick. I'll post this and this real quick. And then I'm going to post this in my official profits. So guys, if there's any questions, feel free to hop in the chat. It's about to be 8 o'clock, so I'm pretty much done trading for the week. I closed out this week with profit, which is good. Not a lot of profit, but enough. Enough at that. Let me close out my ninja. Wait, make sure everybody's out of the position. No active positions. We're good. All right, so here are my profits for. Let's put this back to where it was before. Oops. There we go. So here are my profits for the day. I mean, not too bad. I locked in, let's see. So I locked in about 20,000 or a little over 20,000, maybe like 22,000 for my Apex accounts because I have 20 accounts here. They locked in about 1,275 each. So locked in pretty decent amount right here for my Apex. And then the hedge accounts over here, that's probably like another 1,000 or 2,000. And then my Tradeify down here and my Perdia. So in total, it looks like I locked in about, we'll just estimate it around like 24,000 for the day. It's not that bad. 24,000 for this one trade right here. This one trade, one MPS V2. I'll take a screenshot and a little bit of like my trader sync. I got to log in on my phone because I don't have it on my laptop, my login details. Let's see if there's anything else down here that I'm missing. Kyle said he had to go for a walk. Yeah, a little stress out there. Brock said I'm good for the day. Sean K2, definitely. Brock said I'll call it now. Don't want to give back and spend a moody weekend. Gave a little back and recovered it. Now let it slide, definitely. Yeah, CJ said he's done. Great job, team. We didn't FOMO trade and trusted our analysis. I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest part, and I think the biggest thing that we learned from this specific trade. And the thing is, you should learn from every trade that you guys take, right? I think the biggest takeaway from this specific trade here is that we held on to it, right? We didn't get scared. I didn't pull out early. Typically, I pull out early. Like for example, right here, I was really close to pulling out early. I was in profit about 17 points, and I was like, I don't know if I want to hold on to it for the next 3 points. But I was like, no, I'm going to hold on to it because I had those confluences on the higher time frame. That's why I held on to it longer. So I think the biggest takeaway from this specific trade we took here, even though it was stressful and it took a while for it to hit, was that we followed our instincts and we followed our strategy. I think that's the biggest thing. If you follow your strategy and you follow your instincts, you should be good. That's usually how trading works. If you take shortcuts and you pull trades early a lot, or you just don't hold on to them how you're supposed to, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. you have a trading plan and a strategy in play for a specific reason. It's not necessarily for you to make changes from here and there. You have to follow it to the T. So yeah, let's see. I think that's it. Let me see what Brock said here. Brock said if it had closed above the box at the bearish move, I would have added 20-point TP. Yeah, I know exactly. If it closed above here, Brock, I think that would have been an even better confluence, which it didn't close above it. It bounced directly off and it came back down. There's another MPS V2 actually running for a sell right here. I mean, I wouldn't take it, of course, but it is running right now. And I wouldn't take it because the volatility is so low, right? Right now, actually, the ATR this is really bad ATR, guys. I wouldn't recommend taking any trades right now at all. If it's below 15, I for sure wouldn't take anything because at this point, you're probably going to get stuck in a sideways move. And then it's going to break out either way. It's either going to break out up or it's going to break out down. And you don't want to be in that position, right? I think that's the most stressful. You get into a position, doesn't do anything for like a good 30 minutes, and then it finally breaks out. You either get lucky or you get unlucky. Lechi Shivam said, Sean, can you perhaps share the video you recommended A++ entry? I want to master. I know there's multiple strats, but I want to focus on it. Yeah, no, definitely Shivam. So let's see. Shivam shared his profits as well. So we got some more team profits over here. Shivam said, good trade. Three trades, 2 losses. So Shivam over here locked in some pretty good wins. I don't know what happened with this account, Shivam. You took like I'm assuming this is like a blown account, or this is like a different trade you took, but everything else here you did pretty good. Looks like you locked in 725 per account. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accounts. So you locked in about, we'll say around 7,000 for the day. So that's pretty good. Took them right there. Looks like you got some pretty nice wins, stacked them up, and you made it back on this last one that we took here. So great work right there, Shivam. Let me send you that video. It's right here actually. So let me tag you in this right here. There, Shivam. I tagged you in the team chat right here, so you can see it. You can just click on this right here. It's going to be this mentoring session. It was a pretty good mentoring session. We covered the MPS V2, and we also covered the A++ setups. You'll see the different scenarios, and I mean, I can even put he'll even put these scenarios up for you, so you can kind of see where they're at. Here, I'll copy this. And I don't like these. Okay, copy this right here. There we go. So there you go with the setups right there. And they'll line up with the video. So just watch the video and then you'll see how they line up. Let's see, GJ said, thank you, Sean. I'm done for the day. Peace. Definitely, GJ. We'll see you back tomorrow. Let's see, Shivam said another quick one. So it's already out, Shivam. Do you not have it already? I posted it on Tuesday, I believe. Yeah. So it's already active. If you go over here to your invite only script, Shivam, you should go to your invite only, and then it'll be right here, Kodi Kai reversals. So just make sure if you guys have access to the indicators, you guys go to invite only. You can't search it because it's a private indicator, so like other people can't see it. It's just going to be under your invite only. So should be good right there. Yeah, no problem, Shivam. CJ said $3 away from passing your 300K. Nice. Yeah, Shivam said what a place to be. Congrats, CJ. I know you just need one more trade. So I would say like keep your risk the same and then just take another trade and then once it goes into profit or just have it set to like, I guess a 1 point or 2 point TP and then just get out really quick. So I wouldn't take a random trade. Don't take a random trade. But if you see a setup, so like for example, if you see an MPS V2 here, you can just take that for like one or 2 points, right? So there's an MPS V2 setting up right here for a buy. I think this actually would be a good entry. So the buyers were in control right here. Or I mean, it doesn't have to be an MPS V2. You can take it for engulfing or a V1. Like for example, there's an engulfing right here. Could have locked in like 2 points or 1 point. Same with this one right here. Could have take this for like 1 or 2 points. So if this MPSV2 sets up right here, you can probably take this for like 1 or 2 points and then it should be solid. Or even this one right here, the MPSV2 that came up down here. Could have taken it for at least like 1 or 2 points. This thing dropped 13 points. So yeah, good luck with that. And yeah, I think that's it. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to reach out. Tomorrow's my last day of vacation, so I'll be heading back home Saturday, and then Sunday or Monday we'll be back to our regular trading session, of course. So it'll be a lot better when I'm back in my office because I can just the laptop screen is just a little too small. It's hard for me to see everything, and it's hard for me to kind of focus because I got so many things going on here. I got like 4 screens here, and they're all kind of all over the place. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. Have a great weekend. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I think that's it for the day. But yeah, good profits, guys, overall. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Again, these are my profits for the day. I'll take a screenshot of my calendar and I'll post it up so that you guys can see all my trades, including my loss from yesterday and my win from today. And then you'll see how everything kind of meshes together. So you guys have an idea of like where the profits are sitting for this week. So, all right, guys, have a great weekend, and I will see you guys